So, welcome everyone to a new episode of A Day in the Life of a Virtual Latino. My name is Alexander. I'm part of the Virtual Latinos customer success team. And today we have Marc here from Venezuela, who is currently working as an admin assistant and project manager for one of our clients. Hi, Marc. Thank you so much for coming in here today. How have you been?
Hi, Alex. Good morning.
Morning.
Everything's been great. Having fun at work.
Glad to hear that. So Marc, do you have any like plans for the upcoming week, Thanksgiving, or do you not celebrate such holidays?
No, we don't celebrate Thanksgiving here.
No Thanksgiving over there.
No, no. We actually right now we're middle of the holiday here in my hometown. It's
Hmm.
called La Virgen de la Chiquinquirá. Tomorrow is her day, and there's parties going on all around tonight. But I have to work tomorrow, so I can't party tonight.
Yeah, there's things that one has to deal with, right?
Yeah.
But I understand. I was only asking because there are many Latin American countries that have appropriated many American holidays. For example, here in the DR, there are a lot of people that actually celebrate it. So I was just curious to see if that was also the case over there. Okay. And is there any like particular meals that you eat during the holidays, either for this one or the maybe Christmas, anything like that?
Well, for Christmas, we usually have turkey, and we have an hallaca, we have pan de jamón, we have a hand salad, which is a chicken salad. Uh, and we do a mix because we also have ham. We have we also have for New Year we might have pork, might have a
Hmm.
so there's always a it's fattening time.
Yeah, that's also the case over here. I don't know if it happens in Venezuela, but Christmas, which is supposed to start just in December, there are a lot of people that enjoy it so much that you could see like the Christmas lights and everything, all the decorations. You can see them even starting on August, and sometimes even earlier than that. And then people start also eating the Christmas foods. We have something that I would think it's similar to the Venezuelan hallacas, which is the what we call pastel en hoja. It's very similar, at least in how it looks. I don't think I've tried hallacas before, um, but it's probably something I should try just to see the difference.
Well, we'll be making hallacas next week at home.
That's great. That's great. I think you mentioned that you were able to that you had some over there. Would there be any chance that you can show it to the audience just for everybody to see?
Sure. This one is not a homemade. It was purchased at the local deli, but it's
Hmm.
let me see if you can maybe have it. Uh,
Yeah. Okay, we can see it. Okay.
it's having trouble with the background.
No, yeah, someone's saying it synced, but it's okay. We were able to see it. Thank you so much for sharing that. Just a little bit of Venezuela, right? Um, so thank you for that. Moving on a little bit into the main topic of the interview for us to know a little bit about you and your experience. I wanted to ask you, how did you start working remotely? How was your journey in that regard?
Actually, when the pandemic started, I had to shut down my company. I had to let go of everybody, and I had 9 persons working for me. So I said, well, uh, all of our kids, two of them are, one of them's living in Colombia, the other one's living in Naples, Florida, and there's two in Madrid. So it's just my wife and myself alone here at home. But at the starting of the pandemic, that can we have money for this? That can we have money for that? And it was a time, just taking money out and out, and we were just sitting here all day, my wife, myself, looking at each other's face, and I said, "No, I got to do something." So I started searching the internet. First thing I found was microtasking. Microtasking is very demanding, and and you never know how much you're going to get paid.
Mm-hmm.
You might make $20 a week, or you might make 100, or you might make 200, etc.
Mm-hmm.
So, and one day I was just searching through the internet, and I found a page in Facebook.
Mm.
It was Virtual Latinos, so I said, that's a strange. Let me take a look at it. I said, this is too good to be true. But I decided to go, yeah, go ahead. I said, well, I'll just lose about half an hour doing this. That was in July of last year. I started looking at I filled out everything, and one thing took me to the other. I took the personality test. Afterwards, I took the English test. By the way, I nearly failed it because I had a power failure at that time, so I used this half of it. Uh, so and then I did the internal test,
Mhm.
which by the way was the hardest one. You really have to focus into it. It's not I answer. No, you really have to take your answers, search them, and I've seen people cry over it. So after I did that, okay, I'm in. So what do I do now? Start searching your database. Found a first company. Sounded great. I applied for it, and Julio Martinez kept calling me. He said, "Hey, Mark, apply to this one." No, that's not my area of expertise. So I applied to this one. That was in late late July, and 10 days later, I was working. I stayed with them until February of this year. So and then I went to another company, which was more or less in the same area. They were starting, but they really didn't know what they wanted out of a assistant.
Mm.
So you might say, well, you're getting paid for doing nothing. No, it's boring. Can't sit in front of a computer all day. Well, what do I do? Play solitaire or something like that? No. So that lasted about a month and a half. All this time, I've been going from one coast to the other. Started on the East Coast, went to
Mm.
Kansas. Next thing I found out, and the next one I found was in California. At the beginning, I said, well, I don't think I'm going to last too long with this one. I see the high rotation of personnel they had. Uh, it was, it was a startup. They've been in business for about 3 or 4 years. They were growing, and um, and they were using about 5 different softwares that you had to learn all of them.
Mhm.
Actually, you might know project management, but you don't know all the softwares. But at the end, it's all based on Gantt. So so you would yeah, I said, okay, I can do it. Little by little, I've been growing with them. They've been growing, and it's so I'm happy with them, and I believe they're happy with me because we've been together for 7 months already. So that's
Oh,
been my
sorry.
journey in Virtual Latinos.
Okay, that's actually a very interesting journey. I'm very glad that you actually took that leap of faith, since, as you mentioned, you tried a few other things before, didn't work out, and then you found us on Facebook, didn't quite believe in what you were seeing. You said it looked too good to be true, but I'm glad you took that leap of faith, finished the process, and were able to find those clients, so that you could now find this one that you have been working with for so long. Um, and I'm glad to see that your experience worked out so well. I wanted to ask you, since there's a lot of people that may be hesitating about taking that leap of faith. Maybe they have a few questions or don't know how they want to begin. Would there be, if there's any, would there be a tip that you would provide those people?
Believe in yourself. Believe in what you're capable of doing. I'm not going to go and search for a job as a web designer because I'm not. That's not my area of expertise. That's not what I've worked with. I would go for project management, upper management. Well, I have, and it's not yes. People think, well, this is a job for young kids. No, it's a job for everybody. I find well, we're a minority in the community. but there's a couple of people in my age group. They're working, and we can provide our experience
Mm-hmm.
to the company.
Yeah, that's definitely true. I think that that is very valuable advice because many people either don't know themselves or don't trust themselves to be able to, that they're going to be able to do it. So I think what you're saying actually makes a lot of sense. And also in that regard, that there's also people that may think they may not be adept at something or that they will not be given the chance if they apply. And that's actually not true. It's always best to know yourself, as you said, try your best and do the proposals so you can so you can try and see if you can actually get it.
And just go for it. Do it. Just don't hesitate. Believe in yourself, which is the most important part of it. Um, and there's always something new to learn every day.
Yeah, that's also true. It's always a matter of trying to learn something new every day as well, and to be open to the possibilities, right? Instead of just staying on the same place for a long time.
And at the same time, uh, one of the good things about this is you're getting people with a high school, I mean, with university diplomas, with masters, people with 10, 15 years of experience
Hmm.
that they can, maybe if you're in a small company, you're startup, you can't afford it. Because that'd be a person that would be price range would be too high
Hmm.
for your company to, to really be affordable for the company. This is a situation where we help each other. I'm not bored here at my house and I'm doing something useful.
And getting your compensation out of it
Yes.
as well. All right, sounds great. Thank you so much for all of that feedback. Um, I don't know. Would you say that finding virtual Latinos, going through the process, and now working with this client, has it changed your life in any way?
Oh, yes. Yes, yes. Now I don't drive to the office. I walk to it.
Would you say that's like the if there was one perk that you could say you love the most about your job or about the fact that you're working remotely, would that be the one, the fact that you don't have to commute?
Yes,
Yes. That's very interesting because
it
I
is.
also consider that to be the main one, mainly because at least here in the DR, traffic is terrible. Uh, I used to use up to 2 hours, 3 hours per day just moving from home to the office and then back.
And
But
here, oh, and a little advice, whoever's going to do it, you know, uh, get a place in your house where you can set it up as your office. Don't
mhm.
use your room. Don't uh, don't use the living room. Don't use the kitchen. Just get a little private place where you can work in, where you can keep your stuff, you can keep your computers and all that, and you'll be out of the way, and people will be out of your way. And at the same time, uh, try to go to a workplace, like for example, internet cafes and work from there once or twice a week, so you get some human interaction. Yeah, because that's one of the bad things about this job is you start becoming a hermit. You might get a little cabin fever every once in a while, and
uh,
you got to keep a discipline. Shave yourself, shave every morning. You never know when you're gonna have to go on a video call, so you have to be prepared for that. And so that's my little advice: discipline.
Oh, that's also great advice. I think a lot of people don't appreciate that as much as it should be. The fact that, as you mentioned, it's best to have a space where you can work, where you can be maybe on your own, so you can focus on what you need to be doing, and to try and keep things organized. Maybe have a routine just so you're always doing what you need to be doing. And as you mentioned, to try and find some way to get the human interaction because The fact of the matter is that when you're working remotely, it's a little bit harder since you don't really have like the office and the other people and everybody interacting that way. So it is a little bit harder. So that's also great feedback. Thank you so much. Um, well, Marc, thank you for the interview. Thank you for your time today. Thank you for all of the tips, your history in regards to how you got to this point. Thank you for everything, really. And well, thank you everybody watching. This was an episode in the life of Marc. Remember to subscribe and like this video so you can receive notifications for the next one, as there will be many more coming. This was Alexander. I hope to see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you very much for everything.